So thank you everyone for showing up today, just 2 o'clock here for this very important time in our district, and that's to celebrate you all in the clubs who have made all of our work possible throughout the year. Before we get started though, I'm going to turn things over to past District Governor Rich, who is graciously being our technical expert for today's awards banquet, just to give a few tips as we get started. Rich?
Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody's face on the screen. I'd just like to let everybody know that has not, or if you have participated in Zoom, this is a Zoom conference. And so it's a little bit unusual, a little bit different than what we've done in the past, but it's something very exciting and it's a great way to be able to see everybody. But there are a couple of little things that I need to let you know in order to make it most effective. There are different ways that you can view your screen, and the viewing process is very important, particularly today. At the top of your screen, on most screens, there should be a place where it says Speakers View. And when we get started, what we'll want you to do is change from where you currently are to the Speakers View. And then I want you to know that throughout the actual presentation, we're going to have, everybody will be muted. And at the end of the presentation, when there will be time for discussion or comments, we will ask everybody to unmute themselves. The latest version of Zoom doesn't allow me to unmute you. I have to ask you to unmute, and then everybody, if you can just go to the bottom left of your screen, bottom portion left of your screen, and you can click on that little microphone, and that will unmute you. So this should be a great meeting, and I'll turn it back over to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Rich.
Speaker's view is what everybody should be on.
Thank you, Rich.
You're welcome.
We're seeing the slides now too.
Yep.
So I just want to say again, thank you all for showing up today. Thank you all for all the amazing work that took place in 2019 and 2020. It was without a doubt the most unusual Rotary year I think we've all experienced, and quite possibly one of a few that Rotary itself has ever experienced. We once again showed how strong this district is, how vibrant our communities are, how our clubs throughout 7610 are dedicated to the principles of the service above self and commitment to our communities, both here locally and around the world. I was so proud this year to represent you all as the district governor. The honor does not come from the title, but comes from being a reflection, hopefully, of all the great things that you as leaders do, not just throughout this past year, but every year. We took this year to really focus on things such as diversity and inclusion, to really represent around our district communities in which we work in, we serve in, and I really appreciate the clubs taking this hit on and working hard to diversify their membership, and that was very important to me. We also really wanted to fulfill what the Rotary theme was for a year, and that's Rotary connects the world, but in our case, Rotary connecting the community. And the only way we could really continue to try to do that is through outreach, to tell our story, to tell our accomplishments, to get involved with organizations outside of Rotary itself. And so many clubs did this from day one. It was very impressive. And the end goal was connecting passion to purpose. We really wanted to show that together anything was possible. And I think we've done that. And that was even showed through when we headed into the new calendar year, 2020, and we were faced with our biggest obstacle maybe we've ever faced, and that it was COVID-19. Thanks to some real leaders like Jim Holcomb and Rich Story and the committee that did all of our outreach and communications, we were able to keep the district perpetuated through this time. There's no sort of an interesting coincidence that I started the year with my 5 points that 5 points of enduring light, that I sort of built the foundation around my year on. And that word enduring became very, very important as we headed into COVID-19 and had to move our club meetings and our fundraisers and everything to a virtual format. And you guys really were the enduring light from the last quarter of the year, and really kept the momentum going. And that not only saved our membership numbers probably, but it also saved a lot of work that people had put forth at the beginning of the year to make sure that came to fruition. And that was not through all the clubs, through all of our district. I'm looking at Matt Levitt right now and youth services, to continue to make sure those programs were, holding steady, that people were safe, that clubs can meet through Zoom formats just like this. And, it was quite impressive. So we endured. Not only did we endure, we succeeded. And we're still succeeding through this time. And with that, I have great appreciation. You all are the rock stars. Every day you're going out there and continuing our mission. And again, it was quite an honor to be a part of that. So without further ado, let's get right in, Rich, to the PowerPoint and our first award of the afternoon. How exciting. We get to present this year Rotary's highest honor, which is a Service Above Self award. This is Rotary's most prestigious award, and it goes to somebody who's demonstrated their commitment in helping others by continually volunteering their time and their talents. The purpose of this award is to recognize a Rotarian who has basically demonstrated exemplary service on multiple forms and multiple levels, given their personal time, and did all they could to help others. This award is limited to a few select Rotarians around the world every year. This isn't something that Rotary gives out easily and often. It's for those people who've gone above and beyond to really exemplify service above self. District 7610 has been fortunate to have several of its member Rotarians selected for this honor in past years. And this year is no different. So I'm just going to read a few things this Rotarian has accomplished in their time. In RI 28-2019, they led District 7610 and raised over $100 million for the Rotary Foundation. This person not only led in 18 and 19, this person did it for 4 straight years in a row. Most people in this position do it 3 and say, yes, it's time to move on. And because of circumstances going on, she agreed to stay on another year. That truly is a motto of service above self. She led our district to #1 in Zone 33 for annual fund per capita in each of her 4 DRFC years. It's quite amazing. In 2019, she led district to #1 in the zone in ranking in 4 categories: annual fund per capita, annual fund total giving, combined polio DDF plus cash per capita, and the Paul Harris Society percentage. We were #6 in the worldwide ranking in annual fund per giving capita, seating over $400 in this category. She's led the district and earning our title of a peace building district during the first years her role as DRFC. And she's maintained that to this day. Peace building is a huge, important goal for Rotary. And it's really great that we're able to say 7610 is leading that charge as well. Gosh, what role hasn't she been? She's been a past district governor, an AG. She implemented club president's nominating trainee as executive trainer of Chesapeake Pets. She served twice, not once, but twice as West Point Rotary Club's president, leading to the club being the best small club in our district honors. This Rotarian's belief and service to mankind, coupled with her educational experience working with hearing impaired children and other at-risk youth, and her involvement in salvaging, renovating, and educating people on the importance of historical homes, provided a win-win for children, their families, and communities. Rotary has provided a perfect opportunity for Juanita's skills, knowledge, and desire to help those in need. Her strong support of Rotary's peace, humanitarian, and educational opportunities, and her dedication in assisting Rotarians' knowledge through the Rotary Foundation's grant opportunities have resulted in 95% of our district clubs now involved in projects throughout the world. She's also the district governor who was presiding when I first came to this district back in 2014 and asked so beggingly if I could start a club on the west end of Alexandria. And without much hesitation, she gave me the permission to go for it, which really started my Rotary journey here. What a great honor to have her a part of our district, have her continually providing her leadership skills so all of us can succeed. And what a great honor to be able to bestow upon her Rotary's highest honor. So can everybody give past district governor Juanita Cawley a round of applause for this great award. And we ask PDG Juanita if she would like to say a few words.
I'm like you, Jonathan. This is a very new experience to accept this type of an honor this way. I feel like I want to just reach through the screen and give everyone a hug. I'm so used to the hugs and I miss getting together and doing that. And so a virtual hug, I don't know how to do, but I'm sending it to everyone that way. This is certainly an honor that I was not expecting. It is a total surprise, and up until today. And it's just so hard to accept something that is among the greatest Rotarians that there are. I will say, though, that the people who came before me as I was joining Rotary were some of the best role models that we could ever have. And in that, I got to see what Rotary was really all about. When you come in as a new person, you don't really know. It's only from watching people, it's only from being around people that you learn what it is to be a Rotarian and begin your road of service. And so my appreciation goes to those who came before me, and I was able to build on those people and what they did to know what it is to be a Rotarian who serves well. The other side of that is, though, as people come in and are excited about projects, about meeting other Rotarians, these people are exciting and inspiring. And so I have benefited by both those who have come before me and those who have come since I've been a Rotarian. And being able to go around the district and meet all of the people who have been so inspiring has been one of the greatest experiences that I could ever ask for. So Jonathan, thank you so much. I know that this is an hour meeting, so I will leave it there, but it is with much appreciation and humility that I accept what you have.
Thank you.
And Jonathan, I actually have the award that I secreted away until this moment. And so it's my great honor representing you in District 7610 to bestow the service above self-award to Juanita S. Cawley. The Board of Directors of Rotary International bestows bestows this award on Juanita S. Cawley, who through a devotion and exemplary efforts and embodies Rotary's motto of service above self.
Wow, it's heavy.
And I'll do a group hug for the
Thank you again.
and also
Yay!
Jen.
Oh my.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for doing that. And it was so hard to keep this under wraps because we normally this
Well,
event
y'all did a very good job.
we were trying. We were talking back and forth, like we're telling Bill, please, please, and the date changed on this this particular evening, and of course we didn't anticipate this being virtual, and so it was hard to keep this under wraps. We wanted to celebrate this, and it would have been better if it in person, but we're glad to still do it. So congratulations.
Thank you again.
All right, Rich, back to the slideshow, please. So this is where we're now going to start celebrating the clubs as this, and you all are the stars. And I want to just start off by saying I made an executive decision this year based on this unique circumstance that we are living through, that because of your dedication, each club's dedication to the continuance of Rotary in this district, each club will be receiving service recognition for operating under these circumstances. And it's just my way of saying thank you for being extraordinary in an extraordinary time. Well deserved. Next slide, please. So just wanted to quickly show and congratulate each president from this year. So we're quickly going to go through the slides and recognize each and every one of those presidents for the job well done. Thank you, Rich. So we're going to get into one of my favorite categories, and that is outstanding net membership growth. So I want to congratulate these clubs for receiving this honor. Rotary Club of Rappahannock Fredericksburg with a net 16. Amazing job. They had a great satellite club that started this year, and I got to go down at the beginning of the year and visit those folks. So well done, Rappahannock Fredericksburg. Rotary Club of Fairfax plus 11. Amazing job, Fairfax. I know the current president is continuing this. He was a major contributor to that great gain this past year. Rotary Club of Great Falls, net plus 8. So congratulations again. And they really focused on corporate memberships as well and did such a great job this year. And then the Rotary Club of Warsaw, a club that is making a comeback. And they're at plus 7. Dr. Tommy Newman was my AG down there, and he went over and really worked hard to get that club membership up, and he did a great job. So hats off to Tommy Newman, and hats off to the Warsaw Club for working so hard. So congratulations to those folks. Next slide, please. So I also wanted to recognize our special programs this year and the folks who led the way for those programs. The year before last, when Glenn, past district governor Glenn was the district governor, he tasked me with trying to get some projects going with the opioid awareness campaign. And luckily, we had some great people in his club, and Dr. Barry Byer and Vance Salvea, who, of course, works at Fairfax County and was really well connected to work going on there. Those two gentlemen really, this past year, got our opioid program on the map. We had some great collection events throughout the year to collect old prescriptions to make sure those didn't go out in the street or people didn't use those incorrectly. And Rotary District 7610 was, we got a mention and a citation from Fairfax County government. And now we're on the map as a player in 7610 to fight this horrible epidemic. So my hat's off to Vance and Barry for their great work. And they're both Rotary Club in McLean. District Flags for Heroes. Of course, this was started under past district governor Ronnie's year. And this is her husband, Art Shanker, he's really taken this program and expanded it from just a couple of clubs to a district level initiative that continues to grow, continues to recognize those people in our communities who have given either through the military or through their personal service. And it's become a cornerstone of 7610 being recognized throughout our geographical location. So thank you, Art, with the Rotary Club at Tyson's Corner there. And then lastly, it's something that's very, again, near and dear to my heart that we started this year in earnest, or this past year in earnest under my leadership, and that was developing a committee on diversity and inclusion. And we had an amazing chair in Renee Laws who jumped at the opportunity, who was out there, continually out there to this day, promoting the work that we're trying to do there in conversation and how we diversify our Rotary clubs and how we market ourselves. And she just done an amazing job getting this program up and off the ground. And in 2020, there couldn't be anything more important, as we've seen with the racial issues we're having across the country, and the push for companies all over the globe to diversify their portfolios. It's glad to see that our clubs are starting to look like the areas in which we live. So thank you, Renee, from Rotary Club of North Stafford. Next slide, please. At this time, I'd like to provide some recognition for Rotary's Club Single Significant Project. So these are clubs who've submitted their projects to the district and were chosen for the amazing work that they have done throughout last year. So the first one is the Rotary Club of Purcellville, Maternal and Child Health. They partnered with Good Shepherd Alliance and helped with residences in several Loudoun County houses where women and their children were living to escape abuse, escape alcoholism, you name it. They went and helped make the living conditions a better place for these folks, supported them with their needs, and things like painting the house, providing new windows, really making it a safe and enjoyable place for these families in need. And we want to recognize that. So congratulations to the Rotary Club of Purcellville. Next is the Arlington Rotary Club. Their Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service providing blankets. They purchased over 100 fleece blankets and assembled kits to assist in assistance and instruction with 16 of their club members. These kits were then donated to ASPAN, and half were donated to AHC. So half the blankets went to ASPAN, the other half to AHC. And these blankets were given to children in affordable housing who participated in school learning programs. So again, Rotary stepping up to support the basic needs of humanity in our communities. Next is the Rotary Club of West Springfield, Literacy and Education. Another Martin Luther King Jr. Day event, snack packs. They packed over 1,000 snack pack bags to provide in schools to over 55,000 children in the Fairfax County school system who needed those extra nutritious meals. This was a way to get out there, support the school systems, to bring in other organizations to support the schools. And I tell you, during this time, we all know, we've heard the stories, especially during COVID, of kids not getting, because they can't go to school, they're not getting 3 square meals a day. And so I congratulate the Rotary Club of West Springfield for stepping up and providing this support. Then we have the Rotary Club of Tyson's Corner, Public Image Fundraiser. Secured Learner Enterprises as a host to sponsor our new annual signature fundraiser, Potomac Running Race. And again, we want to recognize them for creating a new fundraiser that both energized the club, but also got the word out about Rotary and Rotary in that part of our geographic blanket. So congratulations to those 4 clubs. Next slide. Rotary Club of Roslyn Forest Myers with their New Gen speech contest and the donation of binders. This is where they supported school supplies through a project New Gen speech contest, which is something, of course, our district participates in. So they enhanced that project by also creating a way to support the local schools where these kids were coming from. So great job to Rotary Club of Fort Myer. Rappahannock Fredericksburg Rotary Club. This was one that took place right when we were dealing with COVID, and this is the community service project Girl Scout cookie drop. And I think everybody was on the call when they were first talking about it when the cookies dropped to their house, but I'm glad they decided to do something a little better with that. This happened in May. So Girl Scouts had all these cookies, unused cookies. So what the club did was donate these to Goodwill, and they delivered 545 cases of cookies to recipients who could use some extra food and brighten their days. So congratulations to Rappahannock Fredericksburg for such a great project. And then we got 2 other sort of recognition outreach programs. That's the Rotary Club of Middlesex, their Flags for Heroes, and the Rotary Club of Crystal City Pentagon, expanding their New Gen program. Both of those were very important, again, to getting the word out about Rotary and serving our community. So thank you to all those clubs for doing extraordinary work in 2019 and 2020. So the next category we want to talk about is exceptional district leadership. And we'll start by just, again, going over some of our slides with officers on it. And these are the people that really are the glue that made things happen in 2019 and 2020. These are the people who dedicated their time and talents at the district level to make sure all of these programs were run well, that clubs got the support they needed, and that all the administrative work got done. And we got projects, I'm looking here, Shelter Box, and the things like that that people don't think about right away, but are very important. And somebody in Wayne Childs who is very passionate about that. Our Council of Governors, that's something that we have to communicate with RI, and we had past District Governor Chuck Davidson, making sure that was taken care of. Past District Governor Ronnie Chanker with the Rotary Foundation, one of our hallmark district programs, making sure that was successful in this past year. Next slide, please. And so thank you all to those exceptional district leaders for the work that you have done. Now we're going to take a minute to recognize the AGs. We have Bobby Baker, Lisa Jackson, Earl Boffman, Amelia Stansel, Teresa Coates Ellis, Bill Gleason, Bob Kahane, Pat Borowski, Erica Brulette, Mary John, and Richard Story. Thank you all for your dedication throughout the year. We've had to deal with specific club issues. We've had to deal with how to retain and grow membership. We had to get the word out about all the great work that the district is doing. And it was these 12 people who really stepped up to the plate and made sure all of those things happened and more. So, as they say, you don't, any success you have is not, you can't just credit yourself. And so these 12 people were very instrumental in any of the success that the district had last year was because of their dedication and hard work. So thank you to the dream team of 12 assistant governors throughout our district. So the next one, years of Rotary service. This is a Rotary 7610 Gratitude Award, and I'm going to let any current president or any club member who's on the call to know this is something you can apply for every year. So you send it to our district, and we send it up to Rotary International, and they will recognize this. So it's for men who have been in Rotary 50 plus years and women who have been in Rotary 30 plus years. And the caveat there is Rotary was 1989, really, before women started to join Rotary. So of course they haven't been 50 years yet, but what a great, I mean, that's a high level of dedication to say that you have been serving in Rotary for that long. And so we want to take a moment to recognize two Rotarians, both of the Rotary Club in McLean, Theodore L. Gray, who joined in 1969 and is serving his 51st year of Rotary and service above self. And secondly, Bilal Rothschild, who joined in 1968 and is now serving his 52nd year of service above self. And so we totally congratulate these folks. We thank them from just an amazing amount of dedication. And you have now been recognized by Rotary International for your just amazing dedication and service to our cause.
Governor Jonathan, I joined in 1962.
Oh, in this district?
Yes, 62.
So that makes you, that's 6 more.
Yes.
That's so 58 years.
8 years, yes.
That's amazing. Thank you, sir, for all that you have done. You've done so much for this district that would take pages to recount all that. And I have to realize Bilal, both Bilal and Tintin have Rotary experience all over the world, Pakistan, back in their home country of Myanmar. So these are folks who are not just experienced here in 7610, but experienced around the world as Rotarians. So thank you for your global efforts as well. Next slide, please. Outstanding accomplishments and dedication. These are folks who are making their clubs work for our Rotarians in our communities. The following Rotarians have been nominated by their clubs for this designation. And I'm very humbled and excited to announce these folks. First is Lynn Savage Demoff from the Rotary Club of Purcellville. She had made the club services with Good Shepherd Alliance and Mary's House and Hope of Work, from fundraising to organizational delivery and services. She served as president and was just amazing in her year and before and after that as well. So a big round of applause to Lynn Demoff for the work that she's done. Secondly is one of our upcoming district governors and a member and past president of the Rotary Club of Vienna, Sheila C. Brennan. Congratulations to Sheila for her outstanding commitment and level of service to all aspects of her club functions and activities. Without her dedication, the club could not have achieved as much as they did and done it so well. She's overseen Viva Vienna, and of course she's been president, and she's been in a multitude of other positions. So thank you and congratulations to Sheila Brennan. And then lastly, David F. Borowski of Rotary Club of Bailey's Crossroads. From PR communication services for years for your club, outgoing support for every nature of project that the club has undertaken. You've been there, supported, helped with your charitable services and financial support, both through the club and to Rotary International. And of course, David was our public relations chair for my year and did an outstanding job. So congratulations to Dave Borowski of the Rotary Clubs of Bailey Crossroads. Next slide, please. The following Rotarians have been nominated by their club president for RI Club Service Recognition. This is recognizing the strength of the Rotary idea as founded on the service carried out by club members worldwide. This award program provides a means for Rotary clubs to personally recognize members of their club for outstanding work in the Rotary's 5 areas of service. The award commends the service carried out by individual Rotarians in their club, therefore reinforcing the importance of which Rotary places on personal involvement for each Rotary member. Again, it's about dedication, and I think that's sort of the theme throughout this award ceremony. It's about folks who really said, this is important, the work we're doing is important, and this is where I want to give my time and effort and tidings. And so I'd like to congratulate both Connie Sawtell, who's receiving one for club service, and June Maloney Kelly for receiving one for community service. This award is available for every club president to submit. How this works, you submit it to your current district governor for approval, along with why you're submitting the recognition, and once approved, this award will be giving out at the award ceremony at the end of the year. So again, it's something we hope clubs get involved in, and we thank the 2 winners, Connie and June, for their outstanding service. Next slide, please. So this is a very personal moment of this award ceremony for me. These are folks who are getting credit for making our district work and our clubs work. Again, we tried to go into 2019, 2020 and become transformational. We wanted to do things that maybe hadn't been done before in our district. We wanted to communicate in ways we've never communicated our work before. We wanted to really highlight our ideals, but also our outcomes. And there's a group of people that on this list that I can't, they're my heroes. They're people that really live out the ideas of service above self. And they brought their time and talent and did an exceptional job last year in their roles. And the first is someone who's become, I hope, a good friend to me. I think of him that way. He's somebody who's got this great personality. He's fun to be around, but he's been also really great at his role for public image communications for our district. And that is Dave Borowski of Bailey's Crossroads. As you've seen, we've put together videos this year. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got, we worked hard to get our Facebook outward facing. We have an Instagram account, but really Dave took charge of all of this and moved us forward in the 21st century with how we communicate internally and externally. And I think that's gonna be important because, when I came into my year, this wasn't about me accomplishing all this stuff for myself. It was about setting a pace that would extend through hopefully the next 3 years, from Harry to Pat to Sheila to a new course of how we communicate, a new course of how we connect with our communities, and really work hard to do that. So thank you, Dave, for your great work this year and your friendship. I'd also like to thank Diane Hill, Rotary Club of Falls Church. She worked very hard on our Facebook and our communications, the app for CPETs last year. She really tried to bring in some technology that we didn't have in place and did a great job with it. And she's constantly looking for new and better ways to do things. Even yesterday, I got an email from her saying, look at this text, or look at this Facebook post. And so thank you to Diane for your continued great work. Next is past District Governor Richard Story, Rotary Club of Leesburg Daybreak. He led us at the beginning of the year in our implementation of Ring Central and Zoom services. How prophetic this ended up being, we didn't realize, but this is something that we wanted to make sure each Rotary Club president had this technology in their hands and they didn't have to pay for it. Rick sat through trainings and met with both Ring Central reps and learned the ins and outs of Zoom even better. He already knew it, and he knew it quite well, and really ensured that our clubs continue to meet during this global crisis we're dealing with. And he also helped me set up our district lunch and learns from March to the end of the year. And, very humbled to have a passenger governor come on and say, hey, I'm going to give you a hand and help you with this and use some of my talent. So as he is today, making this meeting come to fruition. So thank you, Passenger Governor Rich Story. I'm very appreciative of your time and dedication. The next person is Peter Vu, the Rotary Club of Purcellville, making the website possible. He's the person we go to every time we need to update or change something. And Peter does it with grace and dignity and so sure, and he does it with speed. And he's like, no problem, and sometimes I feel like we're bugging him too much, but he jumps on it and gets the job done. So our website stays up to date and people can get the needed information off of it. So Peter Vu, thank you for your continued dedication over the years and making sure our website is running smoothly. The next person is Wilford Earl Boffman Jr., Rotary Club of Rappahannock, Fredericksburg, who led our membership for the majority of the year. Earl is somebody that I have become good friends with over the past year and somebody that I look up to, think a lot of. He is kind and generous and somebody who's always thinking about what we can do better. And, has graciously, I've gone down to that area, hosted me and make sure I felt comfortable and given me opportunities to speak to folks. And, this year, he is sort of the co-membership chair with me. And he did something that was extraordinary. And he went through DocDB and cleaned it up and made the data for the first time that I've ever known. The data in DocDB now matches the data at RI, which is amazing. So this year he's put together some great charts showing the membership trends over numerous years that we're going to use this year to help clubs strengthen their membership goals. And what a great individual. So thank you, Earl, for your work, and I'm glad to give you this award. The next is John A. Jake Almberg, the Rotary Club of Stafford. He is our finance guy. He's making our system and numbers work. And every time we need something, a check cut or need to know what's going on in the financial aspect of our district, he has the answers right away. And he's done this year in and year out. He helped get the district financial services on track, and he helped make sure that we were using up-to-date software to just do a great job with our finances to have, at a moment's notice, the most up-to-date financial figures. And so, what can you give somebody who's done all this work over year in, year out? But just a big thank you to Jake for his amazing work. And then lastly, we have James V. Holcomb, the Rotary Club of Bailey's Crossroads. He was my chief of staff this past year. And during the year, he actually moved to my community and actually lives only a couple of streets up the block. This is somebody who has extraordinary experience in the private sector, who has brought his talents to Rotary. He's become a good friend of mine, somebody I trust greatly, and somebody who's a problem solver. He is the glue behind everything that happened in the past year, making sure timesheets for our district secretary were paid on time, to helping with big issues around the district, to keeping our committees on task, to creating the first ever virtual manual for our district so that we know exactly everything that goes on, and so does every club member throughout our district. This is a guy who never asks for recognition, but always deserves it. He's somebody who served under multiple administrations and in his own right has the ability to lead this district. And so, Jim, thank you for everything you've done. We're continuing to work together this year as your youth chair and I'm membership chair. Your friendship means a lot. So glad, humbled to have the chance to work with you. Thank you, Jim, for your service above self. Next slide, please. So now we're getting into the part of the evening where we really want to recognize those gold standard clubs for the work that they've done throughout the year. And so starting with the Rotary Club of Arlington, community service. Rotary Club of Bailey's Crossroads, club service, community service, international service, new gen, and public image. The Rotary Club of Falls Church, club service, community service, international service, plus peace builders, new gen, and public image. The Rotary Club of Great Falls, club service, community service, international service, new gen. Sorry, somebody's message popped up in front of me. Public image and vocational service. Next slide, please. The Rotary Club of McLean, club service, community service, international, new gen, public image, and vocational service. The Rotary Club of North Stafford, club service, international service, public image, and vocational service. The Rotary Club of Rappahannock Fredericksburg, club service, community service, international service, new gen, public image, and vocational service. The Rotary Club of Roslyn Fort Myer, club service. Rotary Club of Stafford, community service and new gen service. The Rotary Club of Tyson's Corner, public image. So congratulations to all those gold standard clubs. Next is the District 7610 2019-2020 Rotary Clubs of Excellence. These clubs are clubs that filed district service awards in all 6 areas and achieved a high level of achievement. They're exceptional representations of service above self. It shows just what our clubs can achieve. So those 3 clubs go to the Rotary Club of Great Falls, the Rotary Club of McLean, and the Rotary Club of Rappahannock Fredericksburg. So a huge round of applause for those 3 clubs for really showing what Rotary can do when we all work together. So I think we're back to, I think it's the last slide if I'm right. Yeah. So a couple other things that I just want to talk about, and we want to open it up for anybody who has any comments and final suggestions, but I know this is a little different format than we usually do it. You might not have heard applause, but it was there in our hearts for every single one of those folks mentioned throughout the evening in clubs. This is not the way we wanted to necessarily have an awards ceremony. I certainly wanted to have the pre-happy hour, so I do hope some people have a nice scotch by their side as we're going through the evening, but if not, treat yourself later on. You know, hugs, I think Juanita said it perfectly. This is the time to hug people. This is the time to say thank you. This is the time to be appreciative of each other. We're all different. We all come with our unique strengths and personalities and ideas. At the end of the day, we're all here for one reason, and that reason is to make somebody's life better, to bring hope to where hope is needed. And that's certainly something we need now more than ever. We need each and every one of you. As I said, you know, before my year started, when my year started, and now that my year has ended, you all are heroes. You're heroes to somebody in this community and in this world. They're seeing your actions. They're hearing your words. And they want to be that way themselves. Again, you know, I started out this journey as a Rotary actor down in North Carolina. And there was people like you that said, one day, maybe one day I could be a Rotarian too. Maybe one day I can lead a project. Maybe one day I could have enough money where I could give my tidings to the Rotary Foundation and to local projects. You know, I didn't know how my story would be written, but I knew possibly what the next chapter was going to be because of people like you all. And there's other people out there that you don't know who are going to join Rotary maybe next week or next month, next year, because they saw the results of your actions. And your work continues. I mean, Juanita's a good example. Again, she's starting a Peace Builder Club this year. You think after all the stuff she's done, maybe she'd take a break. But no, now she's starting a Peace Builder Club to even promote even more about the purpose of this great avenue of service. You know, there's all kinds of things that people are continuing to do in their club and the district level because, you know, they continue to have that passion, and that's important. One thing that we're doing this year I wanted to mention is the face shield project. We have ordered, we don't know the final number because of shipping and postage, but we're at least 25,000 face shields are coming to our district to be distributed to hospitals around 7610. The first 10,000 should be coming in the next few days. And so I'm working with District Governor-elect Pat Borowski to distribute those first 10,000. And then when we get to the next 15 or so, we'll distribute those as well with the help of clubs. You know, this is something that, you know, my year might have ended, but we're still continuing that goodwill. We're still continuing to find ways to serve our community through this most unusual time. And that's something that while District Governor Harry Henderson couldn't be here today, he believes in as well. And so you're going to see these things throughout his year: diversity, community integration, projects, and really focusing on the good work that our clubs are doing and the district support those clubs. That's why we're here, right? And so these are the things that hope we leave today here with. Two final people that I want to say thank you to. One is our district secretary last year, Valerie Butler. She did such an amazing job with going above and beyond. Her role as just district secretary. She was helping clubs. She was making sure everything that we need to do get done on time. And she did it with an open heart and a big smile. So I wanted to thank her personally. I'm glad that she is a part of our Rotary experience. And then lastly, to District Governor-elect Patricia Borowski. She is involved in absolutely everything. If I had her skills at being this well organized, there's nothing I couldn't do probably. She's, you know, worked on this evening presentation. She's working with the Face Shield project. She was an assistant governor. She's, you know, whatever we're doing, she's been a part of, and she's become a good friend of mine too. And she's going to be an amazing district governor next year. And, you know, she's just really, again, somebody who lives out that Rotary motto of service above self. So thank you, Pat, for this evening. Thank you for all the amazing work that you do. Thank you for being a friend and a confidant. And I look forward to your leadership next year. So with that, I would like to open it up to all of you all. Is there anything that you all would like to say? Comments, questions? Again, my heart belongs to people on this call and to this district. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be your servant.
Your servant, slave. You can't use that word anymore.
I just want to say to everybody, congratulations. And it is by certainly tomorrow, everybody will have their award certificates. I will be sending the club the full set of their club and the individuals in their club. So you'll get JPEGs. It's easier to post on your website. And then I will send them to the individuals as well. I'm having a little hard time with too many screens open right now.
Send it to your mailbox.
Jonathan, I want to take a moment and thank you, or I should say boss, because I called you boss all year long. You gave me opportunities that I never thought about or dreamt about, and you knew that I had it in my heart, and you opened so many doors for me, and I really, really appreciate our friendship. Thank you.
Sheila.
Jonathan,
Jonathan, I'd like to say a few words about service above self. Service above self is not just for past district governors. Anybody from any Rotarian from our district is qualified to do that. We have 12 already in the district. We started with Bilal Rashid. He was the first one to get it. He's not a past district governor. Lois Wilson is one of them, one of us, and she's not a past district governor. Same with Wayne Charles. So you can always aim for it. Only
That's right.
150 people, Rotarians, were awarded from 1.2 million Rotarians. We are greatly honored, and I'd like to congratulate Juanita, joined the club. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Governor 1010. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. I appreciate that. And folks, I just want to say Sheila is in the, be our district governor after Pat, and equally excited to see what she's done. She's one of the most upbeat, exciting people that you'll be around. And one of the things that didn't happen this year is our district conference, which she was chairing. And it's a shame. And shame because you would have saw the heart and soul she put into it, and the agenda was amazing. But I think we're going to carry some of that over into this year, and I know she's going to carry that kind of enthusiasm into her year. So I just wanted to.
Absolutely.
That year.
Oh, no, that was golly, here, bird.
Thank you, Angie.
Jonathan, I want to thank you for your leadership, and I was very happy to be a part of your team. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Wanted to second that, Jonathan. It was great being part of your team this year. You did some good stuff, and it was fun doing it.
Thank you, Bob. We appreciate your role in your leadership as AG, and
Jonathan, I'd also like to thank you for your leadership this year, which was such a challenging year, and you've led us through it, and happy to say the district has survived, and look forward to continuing to work with you.
thank you. Likewise, thank you.
Jonathan, this is Rich Story, and I would just like to say, I always say light up Rotary. That was the theme during my year. But I have to say, you lit it up this year really well, and it's really been great serving with you and having the opportunity to follow you and your direction. And it's been really a wonderful year. So congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. All right.
I'm going to say something.
Who's that?
It is now.
Oh.
It is now 3:01, so we made it through this abbreviated version of an award ceremony. Again, these certificates will be sent to you via email, and you can print them out. They're very nicely done, so you can either print them out, or we want to do it in a way you could post these things on your Facebook page and on your websites to show the great work that you're doing as clubs and individuals throughout the district.
Email certificates.
So again, thank you all.
What?
You all have made my experience very enjoyable over the last year, and I look forward to the great things that this district continues to do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye all.
I see Sandy in there.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. It's good to see everyone.
Thank you.
Same here.
Thanks, Jonathan, for your leadership.
Good afternoon.
Here.